Hello everybody, good evening. This is Jason with Akers Pest Control. And I had a question come up earlier today. Actually it was a text message to me. And I wanted to go over this before I see everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody that's here, that's talking and everything. Kenju for the $5. Always here, give me $5 every night I get on here. But I wanted to go over one thing real quick about bed bugs. So a lot of people, I get asked this a lot, and I go over this a lot, but I don't mind answering the same question more than once. It doesn't bother me at all. But I wanted to go over mattress encasements really quick, and the treatment of crossfire and using pesticides on your bed on a mattress encasement. So you've bought a mattress encasement. You want to cover your mattress and your box spring. You don't want any bed bugs coming out and biting you. And so this is one of the reasons you buy a mattress encasement. And some people have told me, you know, after they've already bought the encasement, used it, watched several videos, and they ask questions about, well, you know, can I just leave the encasement on? Can I just leave it on and treat the encasement with crossfire? Do I have to remove the encasement? I know you talk about removing the encasement, but do I have to? Because I really don't want to let anything out. And I understand your fear. I understand why you don't want to open the encasement, why you don't want to risk letting anything out of the encasement as far as bed bugs or anything like that. But the truth is that most encasements, bed bugs can actually bite you through the encasement, whether, you know, it's on the bed, it's, you know, pulled tight around the mattress, and when you lay on it, it pulls it even tighter. It actually opens the threads, and the bed bugs can bite you through the mattress encasement. So don't assume that just because you have an encasement on your bed that you are protected from bed bugs. In most cases, you are not. And if you get something like a plastic mattress encasement, then, I mean, it's going to rip and tear. It's not going to hold up. And it's better to just not get an encasement at all. Treat your mattress with crossfire and sleep on your bed, you know. But let me show you what I have found. So I did a little bit of research. I did a quick, fast, easy Amazon search earlier, and I've got these several mattress encasements. Now these are what they consider mattress protectors and total encasements. These are zippered mattress encasement right here, waterproof, 6-sided protector cover, cotton, terry. So this is a nice soft one. It's not like those, you know, plastic ones or anything like that. It's a really nice mattress encasement. It's $38.99. It's got almost 5-star reviews on Amazon. You know, it's really, really high rated. This one here, waterproof bamboo mattress encasement, total mattress encasement. It's at least I think it's a mattress protector. Some of these are mattress protectors. Some of these are mattress encasements. But anyway, I wanted to go over this right here. So one of the problems with the mattress encasement, and one of the reasons I say you don't want to treat your mattress encasement, is because this one here specifically actually says it's waterproof, and most mattress encasements are treated with something to make them waterproof. And so the problem with using a pesticide on a waterproof surface like a mattress encasement or a sofa that's got Scotch Guard on it or something like that is that the liquid will actually bubble up and run off, and it won't actually stick to the mattress encasement. And that's one of the biggest concerns, because if you want the chemical to stick to the bed. If you're going to treat your mattress encasement, you want it to stay there. You don't want it to run off. You don't want it to flake off once it's dry. You want it to stay on the mattress, because when the bed bugs crawl across the mattress, they crawl through the chemical and they die. If you've got total mattress encasements on the bed and then you treat them with a pesticide and the pesticide runs off, well, then the pesticide's not on the mattress encasement. It's not doing its job. So I get these questions all the time. The answer is no. You should remove your mattress encasement. You should not treat your mattress encasement with crossfire or any other pesticide for that matter. You should remove the mattress encasement, treat the bare mattress itself, treat the seams, treat the, you know, if you let a bed bug or two out, it doesn't matter. You're going to kill them anyway. You're going to spray them with crossfire. You're going to kill them. You know, open up your box spring, treat inside the box spring. You know, the mattress encasement does not actually protect you. It actually makes things worse. So I just wanted to go over that question because it's something I get asked a lot. I've had a lot of people ask me. I actually had a lady ask me tonight, like I said, through a text message, and I just wanted to go over it and explain why I don't believe mattress encasements are a good investment. Now, if you have a brand new mattress, like a king size or a queen size or a twin size or whatever, and you just bought a brand new mattress and it doesn't have any bed bugs on it, and you want to wrap your mattress in a mattress encasement to protect your bed from getting infested, that's fine. That actually, I recommend that. I have actually gone into houses where I have found mattress encasements on mattresses, and the house is infested with bed bugs. The bed bugs are all over the mattress encasement. They're living in the crooks and the nooks and crannies and zippers and everything, but they actually aren't on the mattress at all. And so they do work to protect the mattress. And then you can take the mattress encasement off. A lot of these are launderable. You can actually run them through a washing machine and wash them, and then put them right back on the bed to protect your mattress. That's fine. That's okay. But to use them as a way to actually eliminate bed bugs, it's not successful. It does not work. And it actually makes it harder to get rid of the bed bugs if you have a mattress encasement on your bed. It's easier to get rid of them if you just don't use them at all. So, hopefully that has, helped explain my stance on mattress encasements and why I don't believe that they work. I may not have gone over that in several of my other videos, but I have talked about mattress encasements before, and I keep getting these questions. I just wanted to address it right on the bat. Very first question I answered, because this is something I have gotten several times this week. So, for those that don't know, I live stream every Thursday night. If you want, let's go up here, let's look. This is my YouTube channel. So I have a poll on YouTube right now in the community tab. If you go subscribe, hit the subscribe, join if you want. It's $4.99 a month if you want to join the channel. You get all kinds of different perks, early access to videos and stuff I release before other people get to watch them and stuff like that. You get special community posts on the community. You get to go through and see things that other people can't see, where I share information and stuff. But I have a poll up right now. So there's been this crazy thing that we've been doing. I've got this spider, and he's pretty cool. I bought him actually at Kroger, and his foot has come off of the side of my desk. Let's see if I can get back on here. Let's put him back on here. There we go. Is he going to stick? He might not stick. I think he got pulled off and he doesn't want to stick anymore. Anyway, that's my spider. So we've had this poll going for 2 weeks now on what we're going to name my spider, and it's come down to two names, Beetlejuice and Skeletor. And so I put this vote up about 8:30 tonight. It's been about half an hour. There's been 8 votes since I put it up tonight. And so you can go, you can vote now. You can vote on who you want, what you want my spider to be named. I'm letting all of my people on YouTube name my spider. And so it's been through, let's see, Beetlejuice, Creepy Crawly, Scar, Kevin, Fred, Peter, Skeletor, and Charlotte. Those are the 8 names that we had, and the 2 finalists are Beetlejuice and Skeletor. So whoever gets the most votes by next week, that's what I'm going to name my pet spider. And he's my pet spider because he's not real. And I don't like real spiders, but fake spiders are okay. Fake spiders don't bother me. I like fake spiders. They're okay, and he's not going to stay there. I don't think he's going to stay there. But we'll just let him hang over here. Because spiders like to hang upside down, right? He's just going to hang here, right here. There he is. So, y'all can see him. He's hanging out. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's having a good week. Hope everybody's enjoying their week, what's left of it. A couple days left to be on the weekend. Yay, yay, yay. So, let's see. Let's get to some questions. I have a question. Does the chemical treatment that pest control companies use, is that 99%? Why would it matter if it's 99%? It needs to be 100%. How do you get rid of bed bugs in my love seat and couch? So I have a video on that, actually. If you want to see, go to my channel, like I just showed you. Go to videos, and you can search bed bug. Actually, tell you what, it's actually one of my most recent videos. Let me go down here and find that. Go down here to, where is it? There we go. Right here. So let's see. Can I share this? Share, copy, and let's go and paste that in chat. Where's chat? There it is. That's got how to treat couches and love seats. Hi, what do you think about borax for treating indoor ants? Borax doesn't work for anything. Okay, let me show you the difference between... I've got a video on borax and boric acid. This one here. Let's see, let's share this one. Share. Where do I share? How do I share? Share. There it is. Copy. I just did it. I couldn't remember how to do it. Alright, so let me explain to you what borax is. Borax. Alright, this is borax. This is called Mule Team Borax. It's used in laundry. Okay? This is a laundry detergent booster. It's basically soap for your clothes. That's what borax is. Alright, now, boric acid. These two get confused with each other all the time. This is boric acid. Okay? Boric acid kills bugs. This stuff, I mean, this is boric acid suppository. I don't think that's what you want to kill bugs. Unless, I don't know where your bugs are. I don't know where they're living. Maybe this will kill your bugs. I don't know. We're not going to talk about that. But I'm not a doctor. We're not going to talk about suppositories. But we got hot shot, roach killing boric acid powder, boric acid powder, boric acid powder. In fact, if you go boric acid ant bait, there's boric acid ant bait. That's what's in taro ant bait. So boric acid kills bugs. Borax, Mule Team Borax is soap. It does not kill bugs. It is not for bugs. It is for your laundry soap. So borax is actually a derivative of a mineral called boron, and boron is something that they dig up out of the ground. And so they take boron and they change it into several different things, like boric acid, sodium, various different sodium borates, and borax, and all kinds of different things. But it's a different formulation of the same mineral composition. So it's like you take it, you break it down, you turn it into a dust, it becomes boric acid. You could use it like a boric acid dust for bugs and stuff. And you can mix boric acid with other types of things like sugars and stuff like that. There's all kinds of recipes online. In fact, I think I have one. Let's see, if you go here, back to my channel, and search ant bait. There it is. The best ant bait, only 3 ingredients for less than $1. So I make that video. That's for ant baits. I've actually shown how to make it. I made it myself in my own house with a pot on the stove. And so I show exactly how to make ant bait. And so that's, what I would recommend to use to control, bugs. Not Mule Team Borax. Mule Team Borax is for laundry soap. And it actually is great. It's great in your laundry soap. Get your clothes, your whites whiter, and your darks darker, or whatever. I don't know what the saying is. I'm not. It's obvious I don't know how to do laundry. Tiggy Bear says, my hero sprayed a month ago and haven't seen any signs of bed bugs in 12 days. You are the man. I am. My pronouns are he, him, his, whatever. Kevin is the male version of Karen. Now, I thought the male version of a Karen was a Kyle. Isn't it Kyle?
I thought it was Kyle.
I thought it was Kyle.
Is it Kevin?
He says Kevin. I thought it was Kyle. If you're going to treat your electrical outlets, you need to use a dust. Not a wet powder. Not a wet liquid, but a dust. Have you ever used PT, Alpine Flea, and bed bug spray? No. I have not. I don't use aerosols. I use aerosols, but I don't use aerosols to control an issue. I use aerosols as a flushing agent. D says, I received a $300 price to replace my foundation vents. If so, what kind of vents would be that price? So, foundation vents, this is really for bugs and stuff, but we could talk about that if you want. Let's see. Let me show you what I would use. Because I like to do stuff. I like to fix up stuff around the house. So let's go to Lowe's.com. In fact, I need to do this. I actually need to do this. Alright, foundation vents. There we go. So these are the type of vents that I would use. These are automatic vents right here. These are $35 a piece. That's pretty expensive. It depends on how many vents you have. I've got 4 in my house for my crawl space. Actually, do we have any in the front?
I don't think we have any in the front, no.
We might have 1 or 2 in the front. If we have 2 in the front, then it's 6. But anyway, this is a plastic vent. You just take the old one out, you put this one in, and what this does is it actually closes at 40 degrees to help protect your pipes from freezing. That's what I would use. Those are actually, I need to buy some of these for my house. This is what I would use. You can get these other ones here. These are also the same, actually the same vent almost, and these are only $16.20. It's the same thing. They close at 40 degrees. They've got a special spring inside that closes them automatically, because you really should close your vents if the temperatures drop down below freezing, because you don't want your pipes to freeze. So that's what I would buy. So anyway, how long does it take for bed bugs to create a nest? Bed bugs do not nest. Bed bugs come in, they bite you, they lay eggs. They do not nest. They do not have a colony type mentality. They're not like ants. They're not like spiders. They're not like bees. They kind of live. I mean, yeah, they live and kind of huddle up, but they don't. As far as a nest, they don't nest together. Did you spray the Crossfire spray around it, or use something else? Crossfire. Any recommendation for a dust to use? If you're dusting inside the outlets, I would use like an alpine dust is what I would use. Hi from Calgary, Canada. Thanks a lot for your time and efforts to teach us on how to deal with bed bugs. Very informative and helpful. I'm sorry you live in Canada. If I could do something more for you, I would. I really try my best to help people, but Canada is really rough right now to buy decent pesticides for bugs. But anyway, so let me turn on my phone, because I just realized I don't have it on, and I want to make sure that I have it on for anyone that wants to call tonight. So if you've tried to call, I'm sorry, but it is not on. I usually try to turn it off because I don't want it to just ring and people not be able to get a hold of me. So, does the chemical that pest control companies use is 99% because I need help? I can't afford a $2,000 treatment. Well, I don't understand that question. I know that question was put into the chat, but I have no idea what that means.
What did they say?
All right. Does the chemical that pest control companies use, is that 99%? Because I need help. I can't afford $2,000 treatment. I don't understand the question.
Well, there's only 2 ways I could understand it being. Is it 99% like effective at eliminating? No. Like, if
it should be 100% because it's not going to help you at all. It's just a waste of money.
Yeah.
If it's not 100% effective, then it is a waste of your money, because bed bugs will come back. They will absolutely come back.
If it's a heat treatment, that's a huge gamble, because there's a huge margin of error there.
Oh, I know.
And with any treatment, you may need a second or third treatment, especially if it's something that you're bringing in.
So here's a question, Alicia.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your answer. Do you know what to do to repel spiders from our door cameras? Especially the ones with infrared light.
That new one you got has worked really, really well. I'm not being woken up by spiders spinning webs.
Which new one?
Your new spider chemical.
Oh.
That stuff.
Oh yeah, they stopped building webs around the cameras.
I was constantly waking up thinking the kids were awake because the cameras were going off, and I wake up when they go off on my phone because I usually leave my notifications on. And it was always a stupid spider building on one of our outdoor cameras in the middle of the night. Like 95% of the time. And since y'all have started treating with the new chemical, that stuff is amazing.
Oh, it is. So I've got a customer. I started using this new pesticide. Let me show you. I'm going to do a review. I'm going to have to. I don't review a lot of... In fact, I have some reviews. If you go, let me see. Let me show you some of my reviews. If you go to playlists.
I'm going to pat myself on the back because I found that one.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I said, Jason, read about this. I think we should try it.
These are my reviews. I have 9 product reviews. So I don't review very many products at all. But I want to... Okay, so that question just came in about the mattress, and I already answered that question. I answered your question. So if you're watching and you asked a question about the mattress and the double plastic and stuff, I answered that question. I just answered it. Corey Stapleman just donated $5. Thank you. It gave a little picture. It says noob. I am a noob. All right, so Onslaught. Let me show you. Let me show you this awesome stuff. Onslaught Fast Cap. All right, so this is what I started using right here for spider control. And this stuff is like a dream come true. It is amazing. I can't believe how well it works. Let me tell you what I did. So I have a customer. She lives in the woods. Her house, every month, it does not matter how many spider webs I have brushed off of her house, how much chemical I've used around her house, how many times I have sprayed around her house, she gets spiders. Her house looks like it's decorated for Halloween every single day of the year. It's really bad. I treated with this stuff, and then I brushed down the spider webs, and the next month we found maybe one web on the house. I mean, it doesn't get rid of all of them, but a reduction of about 90 to 99% of her spider webs were gone. This stuff is amazing. So if you're wanting to kill spiders, this stuff's fantastic. I love this chemical. I've been using it for about a month and a half or so, and it is just the best thing in the world for spiders. If you don't like spiders or scorpions, this stuff is just amazing, amazing, amazing. I cannot sing its praises enough. It's so good, so good. If you treat around your infrared cameras, which is what I do, I have cameras. I have a ring light in the front of the house. I've got a couple of cameras around the back. I've got one of those floodlights that cuts on in the camera, and it's got the infrared, so the little bitty red light is always on filming. And the spiders are attracted to it, and they get on it, and they build on them. But since I started treating with Onslaught, I haven't had any spiders building on them at all. And they'll set them off all night long. You heard my wife. She's like, they set them off all night long. My daughter is a sleepwalker, and so she'll get up in the middle of the night and sleepwalk. So I've got cameras in different spots in the house in case she decides to get up and walk through the house in the middle of the night to sleep. And so we were thinking that maybe it was her getting up in the middle of the night, but it wasn't. It was the spiders building on the cameras. And so, yeah, that stuff's amazing. I love Onslaught. It's great. If mice are getting in ground level, why would they go to the attic? They don't want to stay near food and water? No. So there's lots of reasons a mouse will come in your house, and sometimes it has nothing to do with food or water. Actually, what will happen is mice will come in looking for just shelter, looking for nesting material. Food and water, yeah, sure, but not always. Sometimes they're just looking for things to live with. Attics are full of insulation. Mice love insulation. In fact, if you have problems with mice going into a snap trap, you can tie a little piece of blown-in insulation or pink insulation to the trigger, and they will try to pull the insulation off the trigger, and it can be more effective than peanut butter or cheese because a lot of times mice are very dainty and very, very, very soft to the touch, and they don't actually trigger the mouse trap, and they can lick all the bait off the mouse trap, and they actually won't trigger the trap at all. But if you use a piece of insulation, something they're not necessarily going to eat, but something they might actually take back to their nest and live with, they'll actually pull that stuff and then kill the mouse. So, does Crossfire break down the exoskeleton of the bed bug? No, it doesn't work in the same way as like a diatomaceous earth or what is it? I can't remember the name of it now. What is that? What is that chemical that's a mold? My brain's empty.
Fast. I know what you're talking about.
Apprehend.
Yeah, apprehend.
Yeah, apprehend tears apart the exoskeleton of a bed bug. But I believe Crossfire just kills the nervous system. Does it kill roaches and ants too? Spiders is not for roaches or ants. It's for bed bugs, but Alpine will kill roaches and ants.
Crossfire is not for...
Yeah, Crossfire is just for... It's honestly, it's just for bed bugs. It's a bed bug specific chemical.
Now, the one that's the same
Samari.
active ingredient, Samari, is it also labeled for bed bugs?
I think it is. Maybe it's not.
Because I was going to say, if they have an ongoing, like, preventative need, that might be something that they could use.
Indoor, outdoor, perimeter. Nope, it's not for bed bugs. Nope. I didn't think it was because they have Crossfire. It's the same company. So Samari is the people that make Samari MGK is the exact same people that make Crossfire. So, and the exact same people that make Onslaught Fast Cap.
Yeah.
That's made by MGK. It's freaking fantastic. I love it. I'm gonna just I guess I'm a MGK fanboy nowadays, but they just have been putting out product after product that are just really, really good, and I really like them.
They have the new spider one that we're using now, right?
Onslaught Fast Cap is from MGK. It's same as Crossfire. They're doing a bang up job. And Demon, I think that was Bear, or let me see. Demon Max is Syngenta. Yeah, Syngenta. But that's a good chemical too. I like that chemical too. That's the one I've used all my life was Demon.
Right, but MGK has made some amazing.
MGK's had some really good pesticides. Really, really good pesticides. I'm in a wheelchair. When I treat my sofa, how long do I wait until I sit on the sofa? Until it's dry. You want to make sure it's dry. Hey, Jason, I sprayed Crossfire. Hey, Jason. His name's Jason. He says, Jason. Hey, Jason. Jason, hey, Jason. I sprayed Crossfire just under 2 weeks ago. I woke up with a few bites a few days ago. I went against your advice and put on a mattress protector, but have removed it. Should I spray again? No, you don't have to spray again. You can wait. Crossfire is good for about 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks. What would you use for chiggers? Chiggerid. If you get bit by chiggers, you need to use Chiggerid. That stuff's amazing. Chiggdar. Chiggerid. There it is. Let's see if I can get this to come up here. So if you go here, Chiggerid, that stuff. Now, if you've got chiggers in your yard, then you need to treat your yard for like mites and stuff. It kills mites and things. But you want to stick to the like tall grass. Cut your grass. Cut your grass down to the ground. Get out leaf clutter and stuff like that. Things that chiggers like to live in. But yeah, you could use granulated pesticide over the yard and pesticides and stuff, and it will kill that stuff. Can we buy the heaters online for a bedbug treatment ourselves? No, don't use a heater. Heaters don't work on bedbugs. You'll burn your house down. Let me see. Hi, Jason. Let's see. Hi, Jason. I heard you say it's tough in Canada for pesticides. I know you speak of Crossfire a lot and how good it is. Are there any restrictions to order it from the U.S. that you may be aware of? Yes, they will not ship it to you. I know people that have gotten Crossfire in Canada, but I know a lot of people who can't get it at all. So you will probably have a very hard time. It is not legal it's not legal for you to have it in Canada. Apprehend is legal in Canada, but not Crossfire. And Apprehend will kill bedbugs. So I'd recommend that for you if you don't have Crossfire. We have mice going under the car hood as we don't drive it that often. Do mothballs work? No. Mothballs will not keep mice out of your car. You need to bait around your car. You need to get yourself a bait station and stick it under the car so that the mice will find the bait, they'll eat it, and they'll die. How long after applying Crossfire can you re-enter the room? After it's dry. Just once it's dry, you'll be perfectly fine to go back in the room. Can I use Crossfire ice outside around the house? No, you cannot. It is for inside only, and it's only for bedbug control. I have seen those heaters on eBay, but they're around $1,200. Don't use heat for bedbugs. You'll burn your house down. How do you mix Apprehend and spray it? I don't use Apprehend because it's a large margin of error, and I'm perfectly happy with Crossfire, so I don't use Apprehend, so I wouldn't be able to answer that question. But there are videos. So if you go to, let's do this again. If you go to apprehend.com, let's see, that's not it. It's 1P. I always forget that. Apprehend. Yeah, there we go. And then you go to resources, training. All right. This is their YouTube channel, but they've got the videos here. They tell you, all right, the Apprehend spray application kit. They say preparation. They give you a video on how to prep for it, and then they give you a video on how to treat for it. And so I recommend going to this website and reading up and researching on how to use Apprehend if it's something that you want to try to use, but you probably won't be able to buy it. I don't know of very many people that are willing to sell Apprehend to people that aren't licensed, but you can give it a shot. Can I use Onslaught after applying Crossfire? I would only use Onslaught outside. I wouldn't use it inside, and I wouldn't use the same spray tank because they're completely different pesticides. Because Onslaught is a repellent and Crossfire is a non-repellent. So if you use Crossfire in your tank and you mix it and you treat the inside of your house, and then you go and you mix Onslaught in the same tank that you had your Crossfire in, then don't ever mix Crossfire in that tank again because it won't work. You'll waste your Crossfire. Crossfire is a non-repellent and Onslaught is a repellent. Don't mix repellents and non-repellents. It's a bad idea. It wastes your non-repellent. And non-repellents are expensive. Most non-repellents are very expensive. So I had Mexican food tonight for dinner. It was delicious. I am very full. I ate too much food. What did everybody else have for dinner? What did you guys have for dinner? It's actually 9:30 here right now. I don't know. I got people that watch me from all over the world, so I never know where everybody's from. But I'm tired. I did 20, 25, 25, 26. I made you yawn.
You know, you did make me yawn.
Oh, they're contagious. Like giggles. I've had good results with Temperate FX by spraying the baseboards for bed bugs. Yeah, Temperate will kill bed bugs, but you have to reapply every 7 to 10 days, where Crossfire you only have to treat once a month. Do bed bugs stop biting in the cold weather? No, they do not stop biting in the cold weather. They don't stop in the cold weather. They'll still bite you in the cold. Hey Jason, follow-up question. Do you usually disassemble the bed frames to spray Crossfire into the crevices and joints? No, I don't. I just treat into the joints because I use a B&G and I use high pressure and I can force the chemical into the crack that way. What about the underside of wooden slats? Yes, I do that. I do treat the underside of wooden slats. I actually pull the wooden slats up, treat underneath them, unless they're screwed in, and then I kind of force the chemical underneath the wooden slat. Beth says, how are you and your wife? I am good. How are you, Alicia? Are you good? You have a good day? Kids drive you crazy?
I definitely had some moments, but we survived.
We survived another day. She's here. I've got 4 children. My Charlie has actually had a birthday since the last time. It was since the last time I was here, right?
Yes, it was Saturday.
Yes. Charlie's birthday was Saturday, the 15th of October. He is now 4. So he's like, I'm 4 years old. Anybody ever see that Bill Cosby bit where he goes, Jeffrey, Jeffrey? Yeah, my son's one of those. He goes up to everybody and says, hi, my name's Charlie. I'm 4 years old. I'm 4 years old. I had a birthday. I'm 4 years old. So, except he does it like this. I'm 4 years old. I'm 4 years old. And then Finley, my youngest, will be a year old.
On the 26th.
On the 26th? What day is the 26th? On Wednesday. So next Wednesday, Finley will be a year old. So I will tell him happy birthday. He is in bed right now. And I will tell him tomorrow because he is in bed. And I follow you on TikTok and I have you on YouTube and I will show him your videos and I will say, this is Beth and Noah. And they said, happy birthday, Charlie. So I'm concerned as I read the... Oh, so there are breeds of bedbug that don't feed in the winter. They're called bat bugs. And the reason they don't is because the bats aren't there. And so a lot of times the bed bugs will either die off of starvation if they don't get into the house. And so you'll stop getting bit. But if bats come and start living in your attic through the summertime, the bat bugs will come down and you'll start getting bit again by bed bugs. They look just like bed bugs, but they're not bed bugs. They're actually bat bugs. And so if you're having problems with bats living on your house and you will only get bit at certain times of the year, you won't get bit year round because the bat bugs aren't there year round. They're very easy to kill. They die with pretty much any pesticide because they're not really exposed to chemicals all the time. But bed bugs will absolutely live in your house year-round. They do not care. I get calls all winter for bed bugs. In fact, I get more calls this time of year from like October to probably January, February on bed bug service than I do probably any other service this time of year, except for maybe mice or rats, because they always get in because of the cold. But bed bugs are very busy, and the reason why is because a lot of people travel over the holidays. They'll do like Thanksgiving, Christmas, you've got Hanukkah, you've got New Year's, you've got all these different holidays where people are traveling and they're bringing bed bugs into their homes. So I get lots and lots and lots of calls this time of year for bed bug service. And so it's not that they are... you probably don't have bed bugs. You've probably got something else that's more seasonal that's causing you problems. And I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't bat bugs, especially if you found them and you're like, that's a bed bug for sure. Bed bugs and bat bugs look identical. So the only way you can tell them apart is under a microscope. In fact, let me show you if I can get my bottle out of here. I need to get some new live ones. Anyway, so these are bed bugs right here. Oh, let me see if I can. Can you see them in there? Is it gonna focus? I don't think it's gonna focus. Anyway, those are bed bugs, and the bat bugs. Oh, here they are. Are clustered right there. I don't know if you can see those. See those? Those are bat bugs. See them? Now those look just like bed bugs, don't they? But they're not. They're bat bugs. And I have confirmed their identity with a microscope. So you can look at them under a microscope and you can tell the difference. And the way you tell the difference is bat bugs have a hairy body, they have weird shaped eyes, different than a bed bug. And that's how you tell. But you have to look at them under a microscope. They look the same. So those are my pets. They are dead right now. So I need more live pets. So I will find some live ones. So let me I'm going to run, actually, maybe I'll do that as my poll next week. Maybe I'll save that question. So you guys need to log on to my Discord. I have a Discord server. Let me see if I can get a link. I would like to share it with you guys. Let me see if I can get my Discord link up here. If you're a member of Discord, basically what Discord is it is a chatting type software. A lot of people use it for gaming, be able to communicate with their friends while they play video games together. And I use it to communicate with my YouTube audience and friends of mine. We'll log in. My wife's on there and people will answer questions. If you have a question you need to ask me, I usually try to get to it, the same day that you ask a question as soon as I can. Sometimes even while I'm working, if I've got a lull in the day, I'll answer questions on Discord. And I even have the ability to, for anyone here that is signed up as a member and has joined, which let me go over that one more time because I don't really do this a whole lot. So if you go to my YouTube channel and you click the join button, it's right next to subscribe, which you should have already clicked by now, and click the notification bell. But if you join, you get special privileges on Discord. So the Discord server, let me see if I can bring that up. This is Discord. So right now I'm in streamer safe mode, but this is my Discord server where I share things. Like that's my car wrap, so you can click that. That's what my car looks like and stuff. I share stuff. I talk to people all the time. I've been talking to people back and forth. Now this guy right here, he is a YouTube member. So he's actually a member to the YouTube channel. And so he gets special privileges on Discord. Like he can voice chat to me. So I've got a general voice chat room right here where I can talk to people. I can answer questions anytime if I decide to go in there. A lot of times I will actually go into the voice chat channel while I play games with my wife and or my daughter. And I'll just talk to people. If you're interested in something like that, you can pop over and become a member of the Discord. And you can ask me questions. And so I've been talking about several things over there, but I'm not gonna go into it right now, but it's something I'm planning for YouTube. It's kind of crazy, but Maybe I'll bring it up next week, and I'll ask everybody what they think, and I'll put a poll up. What can I use outside for bed bugs? Nothing. You don't need to use anything outside for bed bugs. Bed bugs don't live outside. People are afraid that bed bugs come in from outside. They don't. They don't come in from outside. They come from other people. What you can use outside for bed bugs is a do not enter sign. Do not trespass. Do not come into my house. You know, that's how you get bed bugs, is other people. People bring them in. People bring them in. So. Oh. So we've got 26 people in here. 26 people. And we've got 16 likes. So, do this. Or you can do that. If you don't like me, you can do that. You can do that. Or you can do this. So. But yeah, a lot of people do worry that bed bugs can come in from outside, but they don't. They actually come in from other people. And from places you visit. You know, you can bring them in your house. But like I said, that's still people bringing them in. What happens is you pick them up. So let's say you ride the Metro, which I call it the Metro because I'm from Virginia, and that's what D.C. has as a Metro. But let's say you drive the subway in New York, which is basically the same thing as a Metro, just underground. But you're riding public transportation, the bus, the city bus, or a taxi cab, Ubers. Imagine you sit down in a seat that somebody just sat down in with bed bugs on their clothes, and the bed bugs get on the seat that you just sat on. You don't see them, but they're there. They crawl in your pocket, you take them home, and now you have bed bugs in your house. You know, that's a real easy way to take bed bugs home with you. Another way is movie theaters. You go to a movie theater, you're in a dark theater. People have been sitting there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours in a chair watching a movie. Bed bugs crawl off their clothes. You sit down in that chair, 10 minutes later, got bed bugs on you, you take them home. You don't realize you've got them. Maybe they don't even bite you in the theater. You don't even know. You take them home, they get on your bed, they get on your furniture, and now you've got them in your house. Your friend has bed bugs at their house. They may not even know they have them at their house, but they come to visit you. They have eggs on their clothing, and 2-3 weeks later, you start getting bit, and you're like, what is this bite on me? What have I got biting me? And it's bed bugs. You know, so you can get them from hotels. You can get them from VRBOs, Airbnbs. You can get them from friends, family, relatives, you know. You can get them from anybody. Used furniture. Don't buy used furniture. If you see a brand new couch sitting on the curb that somebody's throwing away, nobody in their right mind throws away a brand new piece of furniture. No one. No one does that unless there's something wrong with it. It's on the curb because it's trash. Throw that crap away. Don't bring it home. It's garbage. It's garbage. Jason, my son's friends spent the night in a spare room. They were staying in motels. They brought pillows and looked new and nice. They left them. I took them to my room. Well, I got scabies. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's itchy. How long does a house that was infested with bed bugs and roaches have to be empty for these pests to die off? Bed bugs, maybe a year. Roaches, at least 6 months to a year. Empty. Maybe longer. It's better to move somebody in. You'll get rid of stuff quicker. Steve Weber, I'm curious why you don't integrate heating with spraying, because heating is trash.
Well,
heating is garbage.
Let's break this down. Why would you?
Why are you spraying with a heat treatment? That's my question. Why do you spray with a heat treatment? Answer that, and then you'll know why. I don't use heat. Why would you spray and do a heat treatment? What's the purpose? The reason you spray, I'll answer the question. The reason that you spray and perform a heat treatment is because the heat kills bed bugs. It does. But the spray kills everything the heat does not. If the spray kills all the bed bugs anyway, why would you charge somebody $12, $16, $18, $3,000, $4,000 for a heat treatment when you can charge them less than $1,000 treat their whole house and kill their bed bugs in a month. If you're still having to spray, you've already admitted the heat is not going to take care of the problem. It's not. It's not an end-all solution. It is not. The spray is. The spray is a residual. The heat is not. When you turn a heat machine off, the heat doesn't kill anything if it's not on. And you can't run 140 degrees in somebody's house all the time. You can't do that. You have to turn it off at some point. So you have a spray there that kills the stragglers that wander out. You still have to spray. You still have to spray. So just spray. And don't turn the heater on and save your customer $2,000-$3,000. I mean, that's a no-brainer for me. Stop falling for fads. You know, there are so many fads in this industry. Let me tell you what. Why don't you use a termite sniffing dog to find termites? That's a real good question. And I'll tell you why you don't. Is because companies were sued left and right when termite sniffing dogs, like 20 years ago, there was this big thing where you had this little terrier that you'd send under a house to sniff termites. And, well, the dog comes out barking because it triggers on termites. But you still have to send a man under the house to check and make sure it doesn't have termites. Well, the dog would come out, it wouldn't trigger. The house would still have termites. $10,000 to $20,000 later in damages, you get sued because the owner, you trusted a dog. You trusted a dog to find termites. That's a fad. That's called a industry scam, industry-wide scam. And a lot of companies were doing it. A lot of big box companies were doing it, and none of them do it anymore because they almost got sued their pants off. And that's what's going to happen with these heat treatments, because it only takes a few ruined houses where you go in and you turn a heat machine on, you crack baseboards, you melt wallpaper, you peel the caulking out of the fixtures off of the walls. It causes extreme damage to homes. And for what? To kill a bug that doesn't even spread disease. That's idiotic. That is stupid. That is just a gross misuse of someone's... I'm sorry, it's stupid. It is dumb as shit. And if you're doing it, I don't have any respect for you. Because you're an idiot. I mean... I don't take 2 or 3 months to kill bed bugs. If you're taking 2 or 3... You need to come to Virginia. You come to Virginia, and I will teach you how to kill bed bugs. Because you need somebody.
2 to 3 times. Our pricing is probably about half or less than half.
If I have to treat it 3 months, but I haven't had to treat for 3. I have not had to treat for bed bugs for 3 months in probably 5 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Mm-hmm. I have not had to treat for bed bugs more than once.
Maybe in the last 6 months?
Maybe in the last 6 months or more.
Yeah, and we do tons.
And I do hundreds of bed bug treatments. So what are you doing wrong? What are you doing wrong? See, you ought to call in so everybody can hear you. That would be more successful for you, because then you could actually voice your opinion on the phone, and we could talk about this, and I could make you stammer, because there's no answer for the question. You don't have an answer for the question. Because see people who, I guess you can see the questions. People can see the questions of this guy trying to argue heat treatments. I know it's bound to happen eventually. Somebody comes in here and thinks they know what they're talking about and have no idea. So, oh my goodness. Hey Jason, I bought a B&G sprayer, but when I got it, I realized it didn't have a pressure gauge. No, they don't. You can. They don't. They're not really required. I think it's Univar that actually has a pressure gauge built into theirs. There's several companies that have them built in nowadays, but I don't use a pressure gauge. Noah Beth says, I had bad bed bugs and heat does not work. Corey says, I told my brother to dry his clothes before washing to kill the bed bugs. Beth says, I love your videos. You helped me with your information for bed bugs. I'm spraying again this weekend. Ryan says, I saw where there are bed bug sniffing dogs. Is that legit? Yes, that is legit. Now, the difference between a bed bug sniffing dog and a termite sniffing dog is that the reason people get termite sniffing dogs is because they can't fit in a crawl space. You know, you get these fat pest control guys and you shove them underneath the house and they can't get to half of the crawl space because they can't see where the termites are. And so if you don't send a small trained professional under the house that can fit in these holes, these tight little holes, you can't see where the termites are. So instead they buy these Jack Russell Terriers and they send them under the house and they get them to sniff the termites. And the reason that's a bad idea is because you never have a person there to actually validate whether or not the dogs have found termites or not. But if you have a bed bug sniffing dog and the bed bug sniffing dog triggers on an active bed bug infestation, you're there. You can see. You can pull the tuft back. You can maybe take a screw off of an outlet cover. You can look in the wall and you can confirm whether or not that dog has actually found bed bugs or not. But if a dog is under a house and you can't even fit in the spot where the dog is going, you have no idea whether or not that dog is doing because they'll false trigger on bed bugs too. This happens, especially with dogs that haven't kept their training. Because you have to retrain a bed bug dog, every 6 months to a year, you have to retrain the dog to make sure they still know.
They have, weekly training and stuff like that, but they can start to get alerted on the wrong thing. Like, if they start associating, a chemical in a silly posturepedic mattress as being associated with bed bugs, sometimes they'll start, or a laundry detergent.
People will use chemicals. That is something that will trigger on a dog too.
And so sometimes they get kind of confused.
Yeah, so they have to be retrained.
And so you have to keep up with their training, make sure they're not associating a smell that they smell often when they find bed bugs as a bed bug.
Right. I can't hear you at all, Steve. I've been in the business for 34. We can do that. That's fine. 19 years is not clout. 19 years you've stolen from people for 19 years. I mean, you're just basically admitting that you're taking advantage of your customers for 19 years.
See, I don't understand why someone can't wrap their mind around the fact that...
Because he's stupid.
If they...
I mean, it's just no way. I mean, I'm not nice. I'm not a nice person when it comes to morons. I can't stand somebody that's undereducated. I can't stand it. It bugs me to death. I can't stand it. Because you're a professional and you've been in this field for... 19 years, and yet you cannot wrap your head just cannot wrap around the truth in that the reason you have to apply a chemical with a heat treatment is because the chemical does not kill the bed bugs. That's why. The chemical does, because when you turn the heat machine off, there's no residue. There's no residue at all. So you have to apply a chemical to kill bed bugs. So if you're having to apply a chemical to kill bed bugs, why overcharge a customer for something you're not doing? It's just filler. It's like when you get a power bill or a cable bill, and it's got all those junk fees attached to it. It's just instead of 39 cents and $1.50 and 25 cents, you're charging people $2,000 junk fee. That's stupid. It's taking advantage of people's goodwill and good nature. It's idiotic, and it's poor business. It's very poor business management. And I have so many thousands of comments on my videos that explain that, I did a heat treatment. It destroyed my house. All right. You charge somebody, let's say you're cheap Let's say you're $1,600. That's the cheapest. That's the cheapest heat treatment local here. Is a $1,600 heat treatment. All right. You go and you charge somebody $1,600 on a heat treatment, and you crack all their baseboards in their house because you get the heat too hot, which you have to get it hot because in order for bed bugs to die, the max temperature for a live adult bed bug is over 118 degrees to kill a live adult bed bug. To kill eggs, it has to be over 125 degrees because that's just the truth. That's what science has proven. So anything over 125 degrees, you kill eggs and you kill adults. So the problem is that there are walls that have insulation. You have your exterior walls and your interior walls. Some people insulate their interior walls, some people don't. But let's just assume the interior wall is not insulated. So the heat will build up in that wall. You'll get a nice hot spot there. But on the exterior walls, where they're full of insulation, and let's say your bed goes right up against that wall, which a lot of people do, put their bed. My headboard is up against an exterior wall right now in my bedroom. If the bed bugs go behind the headboard, go into around a wall outlet, which they do all the time. I could show you hundreds of Google pictures where the bed bugs go into the wall outlets around the headboard. They go in the wall. They lay eggs in the wall, in the insulation, in the wall, and then they come back out to bite you because that's what the females do. The females leave to lay eggs. They don't lay eggs on you. They lay eggs away from you. And so they go into the wall, they lay their eggs. The eggs are in the wall. You heat that room up to 130 degrees, you kill every single live bug in that room. But the eggs that are laid in the wall, because bed bugs are a lot like cockroaches, they seek a crack, they seek a crevice, they go into the wall just like cockroaches. They're in there. They're not dead. The heat didn't kill them. So you have to spray something. So you spray a chemical. So that way, when those bugs come out into the room after they've hatched, or which temperate is you have to reapply every 7 to 10 days because the eggs take 7 to 10 days to hatch. So even if you're using temperate, you have to come back in a week or so and spray again because the chemical is not effective long enough to kill the eggs. But if you use Crossfire and you just treat with Crossfire in the first place, the eggs, the live adults die within 5 minutes. So you treat with Crossfire, all of the adults die within 5 minutes because they've been exposed to the chemical. It kills them within 5 minutes. All the eggs, it says even to spray the eggs, that even the eggs will die from Crossfire exposure. That's what the label says right on there. And then any eggs that hatch, there's a 30-day residue. So you tell your customer, you say, all right, we can do a heat treatment, but if we do a heat treatment, it's going to cost you this much money. If we do a Crossfire treatment, it's going to cost you this much money, but you might have to put up with a few bug bites for a couple weeks. What would you rather pay? Most people, the 99% of the people are going to say, I can save $2,000. I would rather save the $2,000, deal with a few bug bites, because most of my customers, after treating with Crossfire, only get maybe 2 or 3 bug bites before all the bugs are dead. That's the thing. They're not getting that many bug bites, not any more than you'd get from mosquitoes outside. So that's what you explain to people, and you tell people up front, this is what we're doing. If you want a heat treatment, there's other companies out there that will do a heat treatment. That's fine. If you want to spend that money, you call them and you get that done. I have been turned down. I have told customers, I can't do a heat treatment. I'm not going to do one. I don't want to damage your house. I don't want that kind of liability. They understand. They call somebody who will. That's fine. In the last 7 years, I've had only 2 people tell me I would rather have a heat treatment, and they call the heat treatment guy. Every other person has hired me. So thank you for the answer. Is there a place for heat treatments in a house at all? I watched a video of a guy who put bed bugs in his bed for a day. Oh yeah, that's a stupid video. That's not true. That video, all right. Who here has intentionally put bed bugs in their bed? That video, I actually went over that video and I picked that whole video apart on a live stream one night. You need to go back and find that video and watch that video. I can't remember which live stream it was. It was maybe last year. But if you put the bed bugs right where where you want them to be, and then you heat them up there with a heat machine, yes, you're going to kill those bed bugs. That's like saying, look, I've got these bed bugs in this jar right here. I'm going to lay them right here, and then I'm going to use a hairdryer, and I'm going to kill them, and then I'm going to sleep in this bed tonight just to prove they're all dead. Well, yeah.
Is that someone had a heat treatment, one of our customers, and it failed. And when we went in, shortly after the heat treatment, and they required that they put the encasings on the mattress.
There were bed bugs still living inside the mattress encasement.
Still live mattresses. So if you're saying that your heat treatment cannot kill bed bugs inside of a casing, inside of a mattress, that ripped on a piece of the frame and was letting bed bugs out, then how do you expect it to go?
Oh, apparently it can penetrate sheetrock. It can penetrate sheetrock, but it can't penetrate nylon.
I know. It's
no.
It's crazy.
No, nylon is made out of super fabric from outer space, and that it can actually. It is so strong and durable in a mattress encasement that it will actually keep the heat from penetrating. It'll go through sheetrock, but it won't penetrate through nylon. See, that's actually what happened. I did a customer's house in Charlottesville, and she had hired an exterminator to do a heat treatment, and they did a heat treatment, and they heated it up really hot. You could see where it was hot in the apartment because they actually did some damage to some the trim boards and stuff around the window. So you can tell it was really, really hot in there. She had a mattress and a box spring stacked in the middle of the room where the heat could permeate all around. And when I went in there and took the mattress encasement off of the box spring, there were bed bugs inside the mattress that were still alive. Inside the box spring. It was loaded. I've got pictures. I've got so many photos of that because I'm like, I have got to take pictures of this because this is crazy. And in fact, it is the cover to my book, I think, that I wrote. It's in that book that I wrote on how to kill bed bugs. I need to find that. Let me see. Bed bug supplies. And then we go to the book right here. Oh, it's not that's not the one, but there's a picture in there anyway of that. I can't look it up right now. But I couldn't believe it, and that was a heat treatment. So I mean, heat treatment. You can argue heat treatments till you're blue in the face. It still makes no logical sense. But there's lots of things that people will argue. I mean, they will argue to their grave, and they still make no logical sense at all. So I've kind of learned to deal with that. I'm like, I know there's stupid people in the world that will argue and argue and argue, and they're just wrong. I guess people who use heat treatments or pest control companies that use them just enjoy making a fortune off of them. And that's a horrible thing to do. Charge, like he said, $1,500 to $2,000, maybe $3,000. Yeah, well, that's actually. So I went behind a company in Woodbridge, Virginia. I won't say the name of the company because I don't talk bad about competition. I just tell people don't hire somebody that does a heat treatment. But the bill for now this was in Woodbridge. This is about 30 minutes out of D.C. It's considered a D.C. suburb. A 5-bedroom townhome. They wanted $12,000 to do a heat treatment. One-time heat treatment. $12,000. It's the most expensive heat treatment thing that I have ever seen. What do you call it? Estimate. It's the most expensive heat treatment estimate I have ever seen. I cannot believe it. The guy said, I know it's expensive to live in D.C., but that's a mortgage for a year. Where I live, that actually will cost an entire year's mortgage. They are asking me for a year's mortgage to do a heat treatment on a house. One treatment. $12,000. That's just outrageous. Crazy. That was crazy.
I know, and the thing is with Crossfire, almost everybody we do is one treatment. If we weren't honest, we could make a killing undercutting everybody in DC.
Right.
A killing. We could do just bed bugs and make more than we make now. But why would you do that to somebody when you can charge so much less?
Right. Well, because a lot of people prefer to take advantage of other people. I know that I can kill bed bugs. I've been killing bed bugs since I was 17 years old. I got my license. I turned 17 in December. I got my license the following February. 2 months after I turned 17, I got my pest control applicator license in the state of Virginia. I did a bed bug job that summer in Roanoke, Virginia. I had to research because no one really knew how to kill bed bugs. I had to research it. I had to look it up. I had to learn how to kill bed bugs. I learned about DDT, Durazban, Diazinon, all these different options that people were using to kill bed bugs. I formulated my own plan to kill bed bugs, and I've been learning about them ever since. And I've gotten better and better as the years have gone on, but I've had like nearly 25 years of killing bed bugs. Nearly 25 years. It'll be 25 years next summer that I've been killing just bed bugs. I mean, not just bed bugs, but I've been in pest control since I was 6. My dad started his own company in 1984. And so I've been working with my father since I was 6 years old, learning how to do pest control. When I started killing bed bugs, I was 17. So I've been doing pest control my whole life. Roaches and fleas and rats and mice and all kinds of bugs. But bed bugs specifically, only 25 years, nearly 25 years. Startup question. Do you have to work for a company before starting up your own business? You do. If you have some experience in property management and are taking licensing courses, you really shouldn't. I don't recommend treating your own properties. If you're working for property management, I do not recommend treating your own properties because there is too much of a liability. There is too much of a conflict of interest. You can get sued really badly if you do property management and treating your own properties. It is always cheaper to hire somebody. Just hire an exterminator to come and treat your property. It is cheaper. It will save you money. And a lot of exterminators, I do this. I actually give discounts to my property managers that hire me on multiple units because if I can go do them all in the same day, I mean, I'm saving money. I'm not traveling all over the place. So I actually put that forward. I was like, yeah, I can give you a better deal if I can do all these units in one day. And so I can save my property managers money. And then, it's cheaper than doing it yourself. And it's cheaper than one lawsuit. All you need is one lawsuit. And you already have wasted all of your savings doing it yourself. Thank you, Beth. Dynasty says, how much would it cost to get started in this business? How much can you expect to make first year realistically?
We didn't make anything the first year.
We didn't make anything the first year. We didn't make anything the first 2 years, really. I think we made $5,000 the second year.
I think it's $5,000 the second year.
Yeah, but that's all. I'll tell you what. I'll make a video and I'll talk about that on my members only because that's really not about pest control. That's really more about business, and that's something I wouldn't really put into my pest control channel. But if you're a member, I'll put that in the members list and make a video there and talk about that. That's a good question for those videos. If you're going to pay $12,000, you may as well get the fire department to burn down the house and build you a new one.
Or sell your house.
No, I work for a property management company, but I want to change and enjoy our pest control technicians, but want to go straight to my own company. So, realistically, the amount of money you have to put into pest control, it just depends on how big you want to be and where you want to go. Anybody can do pest control. Anybody can get started in pest control. You need knowledge. You need experience. You need education. It's very important to be educated. And I'll answer the rest of that question in just a minute. I'm going to run to the other room. I'll be right back. I feel better now. I'm sorry. I had to use the bathroom. I got 2 scenes I could do for that. I got this one, and I got this one. So both of those are my 2 scenes, but this is 40 ounces of water right here. I don't know. I don't want to pat my own back. I don't want to say this. I don't want to say that or anything. But thank you, Dynasty, for becoming a member. I like to save people money. I don't like to overcharge people. I feel like I've got a lot of experience. I've been doing this for a long time. I could charge people a lot more money for the services that I provide. But I like to help people. I like to help lower income families. I like to help people that can't afford it. I did a bedbug job for free. I went in, treated with Crossfire, turned every single piece of furniture over in the woman's house. I tell you that this is what I use YouTube for, and I like to help people. I enjoy helping people. And I went out. She's an elderly lady. She's a senior. She lives in Roanoke, Virginia. Went out to her house, and she had a bedbug problem. And she's on very, very fixed income. She didn't have the money to treat her apartment. And I went in and I just treated it for her for free. And she thought she was going to cry on the phone when I told her that I'll just do it. I was just talking to her, and I said, I've got this YouTube channel. I try to help people, and I do monetize it. I do make money off of YouTube. I make money off of my Amazon page. If you go to my Amazon page and you see this stuff here that I've got, all these links to all these products that I use, that I actually use, and I recommend to people, I get a kickback from that. I do. I get, it's like a 3%, I think, is what Amazon gives me off of something that's bought on my page, because it's considered like lawn and garden or whatever, and I think it's like 3%. I don't know. You'd have to look up the list. I don't really care. I provide a place where you can find the pictures of the stuff that I use. If you can find it cheaper on domyownpestcontrol.com or whatever, Do It Yourself Pest Control, whatever, any of those other sites, you're more than welcome to go and buy it there. I always try to tell people, save your money. If you've got money, save it. Don't spend it all in one place. And I went and I treated her house. I just treated it for free to kill her bed bugs and get rid of them for her. Because I own my company, I do what I want. If I want to go out and treat somebody's house for free, I don't have to charge them anything at all. I've got the knowledge, I got the know-how, I can do it for free. I don't have to charge them. So I didn't. And that's what I told her. She told me, she said, I'm going to go ahead. You tell, how much do you usually charge? And I said, well, I'm not going to tell you, because she's like, I'm going to pay you. I'll pay you a little bit, but I'll pay it off in 6 to 8 months. I'll pay it off. And I said, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to let you do that. I said, I'll turn it back. I'll return it to sender. You send me a check. I don't want you to pay me anything at all. You keep it. It's yours. I'm doing this for you for free. I want to help you. And that's what I use YouTube for. That's what I'm doing. I don't mind helping people. I like to help people. It feels good to help people. Everybody should do that. Everybody should be that way. And I'm not trying to, virtue signal or try to tell people, you need to be this way or that way. You do what you can afford. But I could afford to do it, so I just did it for free. I didn't charge her anything. And, that's how I am. I'm not trying to scam people. I'm not trying to overcharge people for a service that, they can get cheaper, and honestly, it's more effective. It's better. You may have to deal with a few bug bites if you do a Crossfire treatment, or you pay for a professional. I always tell people, even in these little setting up stream thing where it says, this video and all content on this channel is performed, I always recommend hiring a pest control professional. I always recommend to do that. It's not in everyone's budget to hire somebody like me, and I understand that. But I don't want anyone to have bugs. If I go to the movie theater to watch a movie with my family, I don't want to have to worry that someone else has brought bed bugs into the movie theater because they could not afford pest control to get rid of the bugs. Because they're going to spread to me, and I'm going to bring them home. And then I'm going to have to spray. I know how to kill them, but I'm going to have to spray my house. I'm going to have to kill the bugs that I bring into my house. And I don't want that. I would rather wipe bed bugs out completely than charge somebody $3,000 for a bedbug job that they can't afford, and then there's like, well, I just can't afford bedbugs. I'll just try to deal with it myself, and they end up burning their house down like they did out in Ohio a couple years ago. 2 people burned their house down using alcohol, because alcohol is extremely flammable, and they did something stupid and they burned their house down. That's what happens when people get desperate. They do crazy things.
Especially when they're desperate because they haven't been sleeping because they're itching all night.
Yeah, especially when they have a lack of sleep. Have you ever had a lack of sleep? Have you ever gone nights without sleep? When my daughter was born, she didn't sleep at all. It was misery. 1 week, I counted 8 hours of sleep in an entire week. Most people want 8 hours in one night. I had 8 hours in an entire week. It was so bad. I would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and my wife will attest to this. I would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would go across the street and take a nap in the Walmart parking lot for 2 hours just before I could get my route started because I couldn't half think because I was so exhausted. It was miserable. And you get people out here that are exhausted. And they've got bugs all over the house. And they've been fighting these bugs for years because no exterminator will give them a break. Every exterminator wants to charge them $2-3 grand to kill their bugs, and they can't afford it. They can't afford it. They've got to eat. You know, people need to eat. People need to clothe their children. I've been there. I used to live in Section 8 housing. I used to have Section 8. I had gas assistance, heat assistance. I had food stamps. I had every single government program that you could be on, and that was only 10 years ago, and I know what it's like. You cannot afford a quarter. You pinch every single penny that you've got, and there is no way in hell that you could pay for a heat treatment. There is no way. And then you get bed bugs. That sucks. You know, if you have a tire go flat and you've got to buy a tire for your car, you got to spend $100 on a tire now? Where the hell am I going to get $100? I only have $5 in my bank account. You know, what do you do? You know, that's the thing. That's how people live. That's the real world. You know, they can't afford it. And so you have to help these people. If you don't help these people, they're going to come and they're going to bite you next. So. Jennifer Lego, just in time to enjoy a good rant. Oh, you missed it. You missed it, Jennifer. You would have loved it earlier. But yeah, it's a good thing Jennifer's wasn't here earlier because she probably would have banned Steve Weber and I wouldn't have gotten the rant out at him that I wanted to. But Steve Weber was an exterminator that dropped in that talked about how heat treatments were the solution for bed bugs. And so I had a nice little rant that you missed out. Add the metal key for the bait station. Oh yeah, I can do that. I can do that. The metal key. I don't have one right here. I don't have one right here.
I always pull those things out of the laundry.
Oh yeah, but don't ever throw them away.
I don't.
They make them, but only for the rat stations now.
I either sit them on your desk or Rory's desk because I'm like, well, it's either Rory's or yours, and y'all forgot to take it out of your pocket. Or
Sammy
something.
says my daughter had what my mother called 6-month colic, and she kept me up all night crying with it. So I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Emma was that way for 2 years.
Yeah.
I didn't get sleep for 2 years with Emma when she was a baby. It was pretty miserable.
Yeah, she's always had a nervous stomach, indigestion. She gets car sick.
Oh man, she used to vomit so bad. Oh, it was so awful.
Well, we couldn't figure out when she's little. Like when my oldest was little, we just put him in the car when he wanted to sleep, and he'd be out like a light.
Not Emma. She'd scream and holler, but she's car sick.
Hollered, bloody murder, and it wasn't until she could talk that we realized she was getting car sick.
So, I wanted to mention Jennifer. So the whole time this guy was talking to me and arguing with me over heat treatments, he wouldn't call in. He wouldn't call in because he didn't want to sound like an idiot. So he didn't call in. But I wanted him to. I asked him to. But if you go back and watch this video when it goes live later on the VOD, you can go back and rewind back through and watch it, and you can actually see it because it scrolls right above where it says Green Acres PC on my video right there. Right up above that, there was a little window. You could read every one of his comments that he said, and you could see that he didn't know what he's talking about. He's basically just pumping out talking points of what they tell him to be able to sell a heat treatment. It's how they're able to sell heat treatments to people. Every single thing that he said, you read it, you go back through, and you read those messages and you see what he was saying, you'll see exactly all their talking points, and you'll know exactly what to say to combat somebody that will sell you only a heat treatment. But what you do, when you have a guy come up to your house and you want to hire someone for a bed bug removal, you want to hire somebody, you want to pay them to do it, all right? And they come up and all they want to do is they want to sell you a heat treatment. Then what you do is you tell them, unless you use Crossfire, I'm not giving you any money. And if enough people will tell them, I'm not going to give you any money unless you change your business practice, they will change their business practice. There's a lot of good money in bedbug work. I'm not going to deny that. I make good money on bedbug work. But I also tell people, if you don't have the money to afford it, here, let me show you this video. Here, let me send you this book. Let me send you these links. I even help people. I do it for them for free, you know? But that's what you do. And you're like, well, if you can't afford this, here, go here, read this. Go here, watch this. Watch me. If you still feel like you can do it after you watch this video of me wrestling a king-size bed, practically breaking my back over this stupid bed, because that video is awful. But the thing is that if you think you can do that, by all means, you do that. You will get rid of your bed bugs. I've helped hundreds of people get rid of their bed bugs, and they have spent less than $200. So, and you won't find a bedbug exterminator that will do a bedbug job for less than $200. If they are doing it for less than $200, they're either really stupid or they're brand new and they don't understand what they're charging for. Because when you go into those houses and you do the kind of work that I do on bedbug work, and you're tearing apart those beds and you're picking up those mattresses and you're flipping over the box springs and you're turning over couches and love seats, you will break your back if you don't charge enough money for the job. And so I know there's good money in bedbug work, but, you know, I also know how to help people.
Well, someone can know they need a new roof. But, and this is one thing I think that we've talked about before, is that pest control technicians and companies kind of want to keep their secrets guarded. But I've never heard a roofer try to say that can't get the same exact thing that he's gonna put on your roof. I know what guy? All right, so that's a really good one. That's a good one. So this is another gripe. Let me get on to another one, Jennifer. So let me put you in the shoes of the customer. All right, you call up. You say, I need you to come spray my house for bed bugs. Okay, that'll be $1,200, sir. Oh, wow. That's a lot of money. I think I might try it myself. Oh, no, you can't do that. You can't buy the chemicals I can buy. I have the stuff. That's a lie. That is a crock of shit. That is not true. Excuse my language. I think I could get away with one or two cuss words anyway. But let me show you. Let me show you. If you don't already know, let me show you what your money can buy. All right? This is bedbug supplies. This right here is Crossfire, all right? That's a bottle of Crossfire right there. Pretty bottle of Crossfire, all right? It is right now $42.85 on Amazon. Apparently, you can't buy the stuff I can buy, but that's the stuff that I buy. That's the stuff I buy. That's exactly the same exact chemical. So you go to, let's see, Residex. All right, this is Residex. Let me teach you guys about a company that I have purchased products from. This is called Target Specialty Products. Now, this is not the Target for, like, you know, going to Target.com or, you know, the little red dog, the dog with the red bullseye over its eye. All right, this is Target Specialty Products. These are people that supply me with pesticides. See there's Delta Guard right there. You know, they got all kinds of chemicals up here. This is the stuff that you can buy from them. These are my suppliers. There's rat stations. They got mouse stations. They got mouse traps and stuff. They've got Doxum. That's new chemical there. That's pressurized. All right, there's MGK. Put a fork in pest problems with MGK. There's MGK. They sell MGK products. These are my suppliers. All right, these are all the different companies that they sell products from. MGK, FMC, Bell Laboratories.
They got Natricide, Catchmaster, all these different companies, okay? That's Residex, also known as Target Specialty Products, okay? That's a business, okay? They sell the exact same thing as do my own. These are my people that I buy from, all right? You can get better deals from these people than these people here, but it's still the same product, all right? And you search Crossfire pesticide, and there's Crossfire right there too. Now they're selling it for $54.34. Now I just saw it on Amazon for $42. So Amazon's got it cheaper. Exact same chemical, exact same thing. This is the same stuff. And any other pest control technician that tells you, "Oh, you can't buy the stuff I buy," they're liars. They are liars. Run away. Run away. They are liars. They will not tell you the truth.
At least in Virginia, there's only a...
There are some states in the union, okay, that you cannot buy the chemicals that I buy. And that's because of government. That has nothing to do with these companies would love to sell to you because they want to sell product. Their goal is to move as much product as they can. That's how they make money. And so they want to sell to everyone. So if you live in a state where you can't buy Crossfire, it's because the government won't allow you to buy it.
Write your representative.
Write your representative and complain and say Crossfire is used for only indoors. It doesn't hurt honeybees because I'm only using it inside my house. Let me use it, please. That's what it's for. All right? That's what you need to do. You need to complain to your representative. Virginia, if you lived in Virginia, there is nothing, unless it's restricted use, a restricted use pesticide, you can buy everything I buy. And you know the difference? The difference is that you don't understand how to use it because, well, you haven't read the label. It's like if you buy a piece of IKEA furniture, you can't put the piece of furniture together unless you've read the directions. Okay? You can't use a pesticide unless you've read the label. You need to read the label. The label will tell you exactly where to spray the pesticide, exactly how much of the pesticide to mix, no matter what chemical it is, whether it's Crossfire, Demon, Onslaught, whatever. Any of those. So, you see, like, I'm in Canada, and can I get it here? I heard we can't get it here. That's correct, because Canadians have a very restricted law around pesticides. And so you can't access it in Canada. But I'm sorry, if I knew a better, I would tell you if I knew a product you could get in Canada. It's very difficult for me to be able to tell you, yes, you can buy this, yes, you can buy that, because I don't really know. I don't have the ability. It's just me. I don't have the ability to research all these different countries. I mean, YouTube is worldwide, and I get contacted by people from all over the world that ask me a lot of questions about, bed bugs, about cockroaches, about silverfish, about rats and mice. I don't know what's legal in your area. That's why I always tell people, check with your local ordinances, check with your local laws to make sure that you can actually buy this stuff. But truthfully, you can buy the same pesticides that I buy. So why not tell you how to use them so you don't poison yourself or your children or your pets? The last thing I want is to turn on the news and find out that somebody has used a chemical and has killed their child because they misapplied a pesticide. Because what's going to happen is the government's going to come in and they're going to say, because this baby died, because this person killed their baby with this pesticide, we have to take this pesticide off the market entirely. We have to ban this chemical. We have to outlaw this chemical. We can't have this chemical anymore. And because one person made a mistake, everyone else gets to pay for the one mistake that was made. It's a tragic thing that happens. People kill their pets with rat poison all the time because they misapply it. They don't use it properly. They don't put it in bait stations. They don't keep it away from their pets. Their dog or their cat ends up dying because they were stupid and they just left it out. Where they didn't read the label. The label will tell you to put it in a bait station. All rat poison should be put in a bait station. That's common sense to me. But it may not be common sense to other people. And that's what my channel's for. My channel is to teach you how to properly eliminate pests, keep yourself healthy and safe. That's why I talk bad about diatomaceous earth. Because diatomaceous earth is not healthy. Essential oils, they're not healthy. They hurt you. Peppermint oil, cinnamon oil can cause SIDS in babies, kills babies dead. You go in, You put your baby in the bed. All right, the baby's asleep in the bed. You've done everything you're supposed to do. You let them lay on their back. You put them in a little sleeper. You don't put them in a blanket. You don't put any stuffed animals in the bed with them. And then you put a peppermint oil diffuser in there. And then the next morning you go in there and your baby's dead in the bed because you used a peppermint oil diffuser because peppermint is poisonous to babies. It's poisonous. And then you've got these people, like all these different salespeople for essential oils telling people, buy these essential oils. They're so all natural. Ooh, that's bullshit. It's not true. Well, that's the second one. I'm probably going to get demonetized for that. But anyway, the truth is that there are things on the market that are labeled as safe, that are labeled as all natural, organic, all this, and it's not safe for humans. It's actually harmful for humans. Peppermint is poison to cats. They tell you if your cat eats leaves off of your garden plants, you should not plant peppermint near them because if the cat eats a peppermint, it will kill it. And you go to concentrated peppermint oil and you put that in your house, that's highly concentrated, that will absolutely kill your cat. You know, there are dangers in essential oils. There are dangers in all natural, you know, food safe, food grade, you know, whatever. These key phrases they like to use just to try to sell a product to you, and you actually end up doing more harm than good.
I think that's the biggest one that I have the biggest, like, it irritates me to no end because they'll sit there and they'll say food grade or food safe or something like that. And it's not. And then everyone perceives it as, because it's food grade, there's no way that it has any ability to harm me. But if you inhale it, it could be deadly toxic like diatomaceous earth. It could harm your lungs and shred them to pieces. Yep. And cause you to have, you know, COPD, asthma,
emphysema, really severe asthma.
And that just bugs me to no end because, you know, people need to understand that.
Well, let me tell you.
And then the opposite thing to the pesticides, because it kills a bug, applied at a very low rate, you know, very, not much to a human, but it's significant to a bug. They think, well, if it's going to kill a bug, it might harm me.
Well, see, that's another thing people do say. That's a good point. So people will say, if it kills a bug, it must kill me. I don't want to use that in my house. I don't want to use chemicals. Ooh, chemicals. All right, bleach is a chemical. You know, Pine Sol is made of chemicals. Detergent is made of chemicals. There are chemicals in your hot dog. All right, did you eat a hot dog? Have you eaten steak? Have you eaten, you know, there are chemicals in the food you eat, okay? They put formaldehyde and horrible toxic preservatives in your foods that you eat. But then you won't spray chemical to kill a bug to keep a black widow from coming in and biting your baby at night. The thing is that chemicals, pesticides, let's say pesticide, because not all chemicals are pesticides, but let's say pesticide. All right, you have a pesticide that you've sprayed for cockroaches, all right, like Alpine, WSG, or, well, Crossfire is not really for cockroaches. Let's say we use Crossfire. Let's use Crossfire. Crossfire is a good thing. That's what I talk about a lot. So you use Crossfire for bed bugs, and you're concerned because it says right on the label, spray the baby's bed, all right? But you don't want to spray the baby's bed because that's your baby. You don't want to expose your baby to pesticides. But Crossfire has a very unique way that it kills bugs that is practically non-toxic to mammals, to babies, to humans, to pets. In fact, when you read the SDS, which is different than the label, so you have the label and then you have the SDS. The SDS says right on there that it's greater than 5,000 parts per, now I can't remember because I'm tired, but it doesn't even land on the spectrum of toxicity at all to mammals. It is so low toxicity, you do not even have to wear gloves when you mix it. Which every label says to wear gloves. Some even say to wear a respirator when you mix a chemical. But they don't even require gloves on the label of Crossfire. It is so safe. But then there are other chemicals like Demon Max or let's just Demon Max. Demon Max is good enough. I can use that as an example. It's a cholinesterase inhibitor. So cholinesterase is the chemical that flows between the synapse of the nervous system. So when you eliminate that chemical, it actually will cause the nervous impulse to not jump from one synapse to the other. That can harm humans. It can harm your pet. In fact, a lot of the flea dips have cypermethrin or permethrin, which is similar to what's in Demon Max. They're actually the active ingredient. It will tell you on the label to only wash your pet once every so often, because that chemical can build up in your dog's system and can kill your dog.
Right,
so that's actually toxic to dogs.
Right, and to humans to a certain extent. But then they also have similar cholinesterase inhibitors in medications that they give for different types of pain management and stuff.
Right.
And it's the dose, not...
Right. Nerve blocks.
Yeah,
nerve blocks are similar to cholinesterase inhibitors.
Yeah.
And they'll give you a nerve block to stop pain and stuff like that. And so that's a cholinesterase inhibitor. A lot of those are. And so, it doesn't necessarily kill you, but the dosage is also well monitored so it doesn't kill you. So let's see. I had a pest control service charge me $150 to come out and apply half a tube of Advion. The guy was here about 20 minutes. Yeah, that happens. That's called IPM. That's what IPM will get you. Okay, this guy says, talks about me, says he is the best, and this channel is all thanks to his wife. It was her idea for the channel. I don't say that very often, but you must be here you must have caught on to that. I don't say that very often, so you've been around for a while. Tiggy Bear. I like that name, Tiggy Bear. That's a good name. That makes me giggle on the inside right in here. Anyway. I had a pest control service. Yeah, okay, I read that one. I love your wife, girl power. I love my wife, too. She's fantastic.
You've been talking about that all weekend.
What, about loving you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, can I talk?
Yeah.
Okay, so my wife, she had death in the family. Her uncle. Her last uncle. Her dad is now the only child that's left of her, of his family, other than his mother. His mother's still alive, but she's buried all 3 out of 4 of her children. And they died in a horrible car crash. It was like just out of the blue, called my wife to tell her, and she's just like, I can't believe it. Now my uncle and his wife are dead. And so we went to the funeral. And it makes you really think about things. It makes you look back at your life, and you're like, anytime you could go. And it's just, I was telling her, I'm here, you're my family. Yeah, you're my extended YouTube family. And I really do care about all my YouTube subscribers. I really care about the ones that aren't subscribed, although you should be if you're not. I really do. I try to help people where I can. And so I was telling her before I die, I'm 40. I said, I'm going to film myself. I'm going to sit there. I'm going to talk to the camera. And I'm going to be like, if you're watching this, then I must be dead or whatever. That kind of thing.
You're going to make a eulogy for yourself, basically.
A eulogy to myself. And so, because that's the kind of narcissist I am. And so in 10 years, when I turn 50, I'm going to add to it. And so every year, as I get older and older, when I get to 60, I'll do another video. And then once I get to 60, I'm going to break it into 5-year increments. And so then when I get 65, I'll film another, and I'll add to it, and I'll just tell stories about the things that's happened in the last, 10 years or 5 years, and based on how old I am. And so I told her, I said, and this is, I'll probably start crying again. I'm going to try not to. But I said, and this is purely selfish. I told my wife, I said, you have to die first. I have to die first. I have to die first. You can't die first. Because if I'm making these videos, and let's say it's 65 to 70, heaven forbid, or 75 to 80, and I'm filming this video, and I'm like, so in the last 5 years, my wife died. That would be so hard. That would be so hard. Because she is like, I don't talk about my wife a lot. We joke a lot. We talk back and forth. She sits here. She talks with me. But I've known my wife since she was 7 years old. She is 37 and I'm 40. I told how old she is. That's supposed to be against the rules. But anyway, I've known her for 30 years. And she is the best part of my life. She is the the glue that holds my sanity together. I mean, you see what I do. You see what I do. You see these bugs. This is what I do. See, I collect these bed bugs. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. If it wasn't for my wife, who knows how crazy I would be. And it's just, it really makes you, when you have a death in the family, and I mean, I was there at the funeral crying, and I've only met Larry once, and it was just crazy. It's just crazy. And it just really kind of makes you think, what are you really doing with your life? And this is another thing about, YouTube and why I continue to do what I do with YouTube and everything is because, and I've talked about this before, my wife died. My mom died 9 years ago. It'll be 9 years in January. And there are times I wish I could call my mother and, ask her and say, do you remember this recipe? How do you make this? Or just to talk, because I would call my mom just to talk sometimes. And I can't do that anymore. And all the knowledge and stuff that my mother had that I have no ability to tap into because she's dead. She's gone. It sucks. So I've got all these videos on YouTube. I mean, you're watching this right now. You're watching me live on YouTube right now. I've got archives, hundreds of videos that you can go back and learn, albeit it's exterminating. This is what I know. This is what I'm good at. But you can go through and you can learn about the different ways that I have been able to get rid of bugs in the past. And I think that that's valuable information. And it's free. And so, if I'm long gone, if I die, I could go out working tomorrow and have a car wreck and just not be here. And that would suck. Well, I don't know. I've never known of anybody to die and live to tell about it. But, the thing is I don't know what it's like to be dead. But if I were to pass away and I wouldn't be here anymore, at least you could come here and you could watch me and you could, I'm here and I've got information for you. So, anyway. IPM is integrated pest management, right? My building manager said they do that to treat for bed bugs in my...
I'm so sorry.
To minimize chemical spraying. Oh! See, that's another thing. Alright, so IPM was born like 20-some years ago. Alright, 20-some years ago, we still had Durazban, diazinon. We had organophosphates were pretty prevalent everywhere. And the problem with an organophosphate is they're petroleum-based. And just like in oil-based paint, when you treat inside your house, a lot of times it'll say right on the label to use in a well-ventilated area. Well, in a pesticide, they don't usually say that because the active ingredient in a pesticide is not oil. It's the pesticide. And so because the pesticide doesn't create a toxic vapor, they're like, oh yeah, spray it everywhere. But when it's drying, it's petroleum-based. So it's evaporating into the air, and the smell, that fume that you, not the fume, but the odor that you smell is similar to the odor that you smell off of an oil-based paint. Those chemicals are not too safe to be using around children in schools and hospitals and around different places inside. And in fact, I had several customers that would complain when I used to use Durazban that would complain and say, I always get headaches when you're here. Can you use something different? So I started using water-based chemicals in their house. I stopped using petroleum-based chemicals, and they stopped getting headaches. Because now this oil, this petroleum-based product, is no longer evaporating in the house, making them sick. And that makes a big difference. But chemicals aren't the same as they were 20 years ago when people started integrating IPM. IPM in Virginia, as far as the Virginia State Manual claims, is one of the leading causes for bed bugs in the state of Virginia because they are baiting for roaches, they are baiting for bugs, they're not spraying for bugs like they should be. They're baiting for them. So because they're not spraying, they're not doing preventative, they're not practicing preventative pest control like they used to, the bed bugs have gone out of control because baiting doesn't work for bed bugs. It's not effective on bed bugs at all. Gentrol is not effective on bed bugs at all. There's no IGR that works on bed bugs at all. Roaches, yeah. Bed bugs, nope. Doesn't work on bed bugs. Baiting does not work on bed bugs. You can't use a tube of Advion and kill bed bugs. It doesn't work. So. I scroll up. I got skipped. I didn't use bad words. Ryan Shepard. I know you're against diatomaceous earth, but there is no but. I am against it. But if it was all someone had and a duster, would it be effective for roaches? No. So diatomaceous earth cuts exoskeletons, causing bugs to dehydrate. Because a bug, their body is basically in like look at it like a piece of Tupperware. All right? You have Tupperware with some really good spaghetti. Okay? Really good. I mean, this is good spaghetti. And you take it, you put it in a Tupperware, you put it in the fridge. But the Tupperware has a crack on the lid. Okay? You know how spaghetti gets if it sits in the fridge overnight and it's got a crack in the Tupperware lid? It gets all hard on top. It sucks the moisture. The refrigerator itself actually sucks the moisture out of the spaghetti and will ruin the spaghetti. It doesn't ruin it all. It ruins some of it. And so the problem with diatomaceous earth and using it as pest control is that when you use diatomaceous earth, while it does dehydrate the bug, it doesn't dehydrate them fast enough and they're able to reproduce. The problem with bugs is bugs lay eggs. It doesn't hurt the eggs. Bugs lay eggs and eggs have to hatch. Eggs take time to hatch. If diatomaceous earth is wet, it won't kill anything. And not only that, it's not very effective. It is to an extent as like a wettable powder. You know, if you use it like a wettable powder and then spray into a crack or a crevice or something like that, and it dries in that crack, then it'll kill bugs in that crack. But it takes a long time to kill bugs. That's the problem. It takes too long. And if bugs are able to reproduce, you're not really doing anything. You have to break the life cycle of an insect to kill the insect. You have to kill all the insects, not just a few. You have to kill them all. You know, all of them. But no, diatomaceous earth is not an option for it's not the only solution. So if you had a toolbox and you've got to work on a broken down motor, you're going to need more than a screwdriver. You're going to need a screwdriver. You're going to need a wrench. You're going to need a torque wrench. You're going to need probably lots of different. I mean, I know I've actually torn down a motor and rebuilt a motor. You need lots of tools. You might need a cherry picker. You might need, a engine motor stand. I mean, there's lots of tools to disassembling and reassembling a motor. There's lots of tools to killing cockroaches. Diatomaceous earth is not the only tool in a toolbox. You got pesticides. You got your and different pesticides. You've got your liquid pesticides. You've got your bait pesticide. You've got granulated baits and stuff that you can use for roaches. You've got lots of different things, dusts and powders and stuff too. But it's about all of the tools together to get rid of the problem. You're going to need more than one tool to kill German cockroaches.
Yeah,
German cockroaches take a lot.
Diatomaceous earth is like using a hammer to rebuild a motor.
Yeah.
You might be able to bang on it and get it working again or something, get it going for a little bit, but it's not the tool you're going to need.
No, it's not the tool you need, exactly. But you don't know a lot about rebuilding motors. I can tell.
Why would you use a hammer to rebuild a motor?
Why would you?
Why would you?
You wouldn't.
Why would you use...
I did. Now, I did use a dead blow mallet. So let me explain to you why I used a dead blow mallet when I rebuilt my duster motor. So the thing about a duster, so when you take the piston out, and let's get some car, let's talk some shop. Let's talk shop. All right, so you get your piston. Your piston is this round shaft like this. And then the ring goes around the piston. And so you snap the ring in place and you put your piston in there and you kind of wedge it into the motor and you just go pop, pop, pop with a dead blow mallet. You don't use a hammer, you use a dead blow mallet. But yes, I did use a form of a hammer when I put my motor back together.
Yeah.
I used a big rubber dead blow mallet.
Yeah.
Yep. I did.
It
was a very good tool.
There would ever be a reason.
There's never a reason to use DE. I used to use DE.
Yes.
I'll admit, when I worked for my dad's company, I used diatomaceous earth.
Yes.
I did. I used it as a wettable powder. But we also didn't have half of the tools that we have today. It's a long time ago. We didn't have the Alpine. Alpine's amazing. That stuff's just freaking cool, man. You use that stuff, you get rid of roaches in 1 treatment, 2 treatments. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I know, we've never had that.
I was using DE in my B&G because I was having resistance issues. I was having bugs that wouldn't be, you couldn't kill them with anything. There was nothing that was working on roaches. And so I had diatomaceous earth, I had bait. I probably killed roaches with DE and bait. The bait is what really ultimately did the job. Honestly, bait is amazing.
We're just trying to make them as sickly and decrepit as possible so whatever we throw at them will work a little bit better.
I just ordered Crossfire and a sprayer that was on your website. They will be here Sunday. Fantastic. I bought Vendetta Plus. Corey, I don't understand what you're saying about, I thought we were the bait. You are the bait. You are the bait. You're the delicious numminess of the bed bugs. I bought Vendetta Plus, IGR, Alpine, WSG, Defense with Duster, Teco Pro Liquid IGR, 2 nights ago, Tackle German Roaches from my mom. I also have boric acid. Sounds like you got a good toolbox. See, now he's got a good toolbox. Oh, that's Ryan. That's you. Well, you got the tools you need. You got the tools. You'll get rid of the bugs. That's a good setup. You will kill some roaches. You mix a Teco Pro with the Alpine, though. Mix them in the same tank. I use the wooden hammer handle to install pistons and a ring compressor. Yes, you should use a ring compressor. I did not have a ring compressor at the time, but it worked just as well. It was bad. Yeah, I agree. It was bad.
Not a good idea.
No. Actually, no, I might have used a ring compressor now that I think about it. I still knocked the thing with a dead blow mallet, though. I still hit it. I did. I know I did. I used my dad's dead blow mallet. I did. I was 17 when I rebuilt that motor. That was a long time ago. Let me ask an honest question. Let's see here.
Oh my goodness.
Do I look 40? I'm 40. Do I look 40? I've shaved my head to make myself look like a really old man. But, like, I got gray hair. I'm 40. I feel 40. But I just realized I've been on here for 2 hours. I got talking about heat treatments, and I just blabber on and on and on and on and on and on. If you guys like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget. This is the most important thing of the whole entire night. It's the most important thing. If you got anything out of tonight at all, you need to go to my channel. You need to click community right there. You need to go down and you need to vote for these spiders. Because Beetlejuice and Skeletor. You got to vote for Beetlejuice or Skeletor. Those are the 2 votes. You got it's a dead vote. It's the last running thing, whatever. You got to go vote. Beetlejuice or Skeletor.
Where do you go?
You got to go to youtube.com/greenacrespc/community. And you got to vote for which name you like my spider. My spider, he is very friendly. He doesn't bite at all. He's very skinny. Look how skinny. He's so skinny. Hey, look. Let me show you. Let me get an up-close camera. Look how skinny he is. He needs like a cheeseburger or something, or some bugs. He's so skinny. But I want to name him, and he's my new friend. I don't celebrate Halloween, but I saw him at Kroger, and I had to bring him home and make him my friend.
That was the funniest thing ever. You're like, I made an impulse buy, honey.
I love him. He's so great. And I don't even like spiders. I'm afraid of spiders, but I like him. He's pretty cool. And so I need people to vote for him. He needs a name. I've gone 2 weeks, and this is the 3rd week now. It's like The Bachelor, but more entertaining. We're gonna find out what the spider's name is. Is Beetlejuice or Skeletor? We'll find out next week on live on YouTube. So you guys have a real great night. Appreciate it. And I will see you next time. If I don't end up live streaming next week, I don't know. Sometimes things happen. Life happens. We'll go another week. We'll vote some more and see what his name. But basically, the next live stream will have a name for this spider. It'll either be Beetlejuice or Skeletor. So, y'all have a great night. Appreciate it. And I will see you next time. So, thanks a lot. Y'all have a good one.